Hello and welcome to another Try Before You Buy. This time we will be looking at the two Tier III tactical cruisers, the light-classed Jupiter-armed Palos, the medium Oberon-classed Ceres, and because there is no T3 variant for the Akula-Vector line, we're going to look at the T4 Hero variant. The Kali, I don't have a Koschei, otherwise I'd test that, but functionally they are the same ship. Okay, so just quickly, there are vast differences between the three. The Palos in particular is not your typical tactical cruiser healer. It is an offensively orientated ship, this guy here. So it is equipped with heavy beam turrets. Now if we actually go and look at it, you see that it has a fairly decent range, insane fire rate, no clip size, so you just press the button and hold it down, just like you would on the healing ships on the Ceres. But this particular ship, it does not heal. It will only damage enemies. If you point the beam onto an ally, nothing happens. You'll shoot the beam at them, but it won't hurt them and it won't repair them. If we go back and look at the Ceres has the medium beam turrets. Now, basically the same sort of range, same sort of fire rate, no clip size, hold the button down. It is a multi-purpose beam. If you point at an enemy, it will hurt the enemy. If you point it at a friendly, it will heal the friendly. Now when we go and look at the T4 variant on the Akula line, theirs is the complete opposite of the Palos. This is the T4 variant, so don't compare the range and the fire rate or the damage or anything. These do not do damage, they are purely healing beams only. See the little H on the pods? H for heals. It does no damage whatsoever with the heavy repair beam to enemy targets. It's a waste of your time shooting enemies with it. It's used only for healing allies. For offensive purposes, this particular one has light machine guns, which are actually quite good. Okay, so with the Palos, we'll look at the offensive line first. This one I've used a fair bit with great success. I do not fit, even though it can, we'll have a quick look, even though it can field things like the repair pods and repair auto beams, armored lockdown, auto repair, things like that, beam amps as well, I do not use mine in any way, shape or form as a healer. I use it for out and out corvette defense. So this particular ship, I run the Tesla coil pods, which drops off two little pods that will shoot electricity at nearby targets at a range of 111 meters. Flechette half battery, it fires 10 missiles, 2.5 Ks, almost 6 hours of damage. Good hefty hit. Blast pulse, which is a fantastic big AoE centered on yourself, 900 meters out from you. Nice big hit too. You don't have to aim it, just fire away when anything's 900 meters. Anything within that 900 meters will get popped. Quite good. And I run an energy generator instead of any of the other internal modules, purely because it lets me run powder weapons, powder engines or powder shields for far longer. I find that a lot less situational to use than, say, auto repair, which can occasionally save your life but often won't. Whereas energy generator you can use for offensive or defensive or even just maneuverability play. So I think that's quite a useful module to have. Okay, now let's look at the Ceres. Now the Ceres can be fit out for offensive purposes like a Palos. It is faster than, even though it is the medium of the three, the Palos is slower. Even though it's the light, it is slower than the Ceres. Now the Ceres is also faster than the Kali. So the fastest of the three is the Ceres. Palos is, I'd say, the second slowest. Right, so the Ceres line, you can run it as an offensive ship as well. So if we have a look at the research on it, you can run beam amps, you can run the Tesla pods, you can run the repair, you can run the blast pulse energy generator. So you could fit this out with the same modules I use on the Palos, and you'd probably have better, I'd say, performance than you would in the Palos. I think it boils down to the difference between, say, the Palos's heavy beam turrets actual damage on target versus the Ceres medium beam turrets damage on target. Jury's out for me because we don't have numerical values. We've only got a bar graph to look at. it's arguable which would be the better of the two. But realistically, because the Ceres actually has more hit points too, yeah, I hate to say it, there's almost no reason to actually pick a Palos, but I love it. I like to have it in my fleet because I outfit it purely for offense, which leaves me this ship free to outfit as either a half and half or pure healer. In this case, I've set it up as a pure healer. Left beam amp on it. I've got the repair pods. They're pretty pathetic heals, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, if you're turtling and you've got a whole team with you in a spot, it doesn't hurt to throw down both your repair pods in the one spot. It can save your life. Repair auto beams, which basically the little globes around the ship. When you these things, when you fire off the repair auto beams, it basically just fires off lots more of your standard medium beam turrets that you don't have to target any friendlies around you. Anything within 1300 meters of you will get healed. And this particular one, I run auto repair on it because I don't think I've really used this ship. If I have a look at the research, yeah, I've not bought anything for it, so that will be why. Okay, now I will look at the T4 variant, the Kali, even though there's no T3. I will put it in there just because chances are I may not do a T4 comparo. I might, but currently you will see the Kali or the non-hero variant, the Koschei, in veteran matches. So we'll talk about it anyway. It's the heaviest of the three. It's definitely the slowest. It's palpably slower. You can definitely tell. It only heals. Light machine guns is good. Because this is the hero variant, you can't change any of these modules. It comes with the Stasis Beam, which is used, very situational. It's used only to lock a target down. You basically, as long as you've got your heavy repair beam selected, and you fire off the Stasis Beam, use your heavy repair beam and target an enemy with it, you'll actually slow it down. So it's handy to stop incoming corvettes, and if you're using team communications, it's a good way to say, hey, I'm going to stop the corvette, hit the Stasis Beam, hold it in place so everyone can focus it down for you really quickly. This one also has the repair pods, overclock pulse. Now what this does is centered on you, is a 1200 meter ranged 6 pulses, and it will knock 5 seconds off anyone's module cooldowns, so that's quite handy, and it's worth using when you're following around the team and you've seen them firing off all their modules and whatnot. As soon as you pop that, you're everyone's best friend. Now the Kali also comes with emergency evac. I love this module. I think it's a great module. It makes you completely and utterly invisible and moves your ship forward a little bit, kind of like a weak version of the corvette ability, the afterburner thrust. It moves you forward just a little bit, basically I'd say about 1.5 to 2 ship lengths, but you're completely and utterly invisible until you fire or use a module. Very handy for stopping people shooting at you, for quickly getting out of the way of something, or in my case I use it as just a maneuverability tool because the ship's so slow it needs all the help it can get. I'm not going to bother talking about the modules, you'll see them in play. Now what we'll do is we'll quickly jump in a training match and I'll just show you the 3 ship variants and how they play for me, and how I like to use them. Loading, loading, loading. And what we'll do is we'll run the Palos first, then the Ceres, and then we'll jump in the Kali. Hopefully we have enough time. With the 2 healers, what I'll do is I'll show you their abilities and then I'll just go and get them killed because I'm not going to use the Ceres nor the Kali in an offensive capacity. You may see me shoot at targets, but I'm not going to try and get kills in them. Alright, so here's the Palos Pado engines. We'll move around. There will be a couple of corvettes incoming because in training matches that is what always happens. There we go. Speak of the devil. So when they come in, we will drop our Tesla pods. I don't really need to use the flechettes, these things will attack them as well. There we go, zap, 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 zap. Powder weapons, and goodbye. So that's one gone. Is there another? Is there another? That is the question. So my beam, I can attack anything in it. Basically, I've found that I fly quite aggressively in the Palos, and I found the thing that I tend to be preyed upon because I'm not fodder for corvettes. I can take corvettes out, no dramas. It's not an issue for me to do that. So because corvettes are not my issue, what is my issue, because I'm such a slow moving ship, is actually artillery cruisers. You'll find they will be the things that pick you off. So judicious use of power to engines, like I'm using here, is really good for you. Now, it is a squishy ship. It's not worth trying to lone wolf with this. Try and stick with team. Try and be a force multiplier for your squad. But these primary weapon systems are used, they don't miss. You hold it down just like you're healing. The damage isn't huge, but it's not insignificant either. And the closer you get, the more damage they do. So yeah. So there goes the Koschei, well, the T4 variant, so that's what the Strybog. And while I'm doing that, I'm still taking on a destroyer. Oh, he got me. Right, so that's a good place for me to switch out. So I'll switch to the Ceres now and show you a healing cruiser instead. So we'll switch to the Ceres. And on screen right now is that is the T4 variant of, that's the Koschei. Okay. So this ship is faster and has more hit points than the Palos. And I can damage. As you see, does do damage. Out to about 5Ks, I think they'll damage. But realistically, you want to heal. So repair auto beams, as that's them. See, I'm not firing now, that's them automatically doing that. But the damage I do is terrible. Don't use it as an attacker. So that is, I'm now using auto repair. As you can see, it's not great. What you really want to do is heal your friendlies. Not a great place for me to spawn, and I shouldn't have tried to hang around. I should have gone and used my Dreadnoughts and the destroyers as body blockers to actually block the incoming shots. So I'll do that anyway. So power to engines again, because it's nice and quick. Fire the rest of my squad and heal who needs a heal. I'm actually going to get a kill in this, maybe. There we go. Don't do that, though. Okay, so auto beams are out because I'm with my group. Throwing out my repair pods too. And when it comes down off cooldown, do the same for your second repair pod. Try and keep your healers up if you can. And also, even though you're not really supposed to be very offensive, still use it to take out corvettes, because your primary weapon system is the easiest thing to hit corvettes with. It really is. Obviously this is a T4 and I'm trying to be defensive here, but as you can see, you don't miss with it. So I'll deal with these Tesla pods if I can. And down. Alright, now I'll show you the Kali. we'll give that a run. And then you can decide of the 3 tactical cruiser types which one you'd like to fly the most. Personally, this is mine. If I'm going to go a healing ship out of the Ceres and the Kali, I'll always pick the Kali. I don't like to muddy the waters, and as far as the effectiveness of the Ceres line versus the Palos line for offensive use, honestly, I just like the look of the Jupiter Arms ships. I don't want to use the Oberon healing ships as offensive ships, but they can still do it. So there's the machine guns. Look, they do good damage, as you can see. Tuk 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 tuk. I don't know why I'm doing this. So heal this guy because he needs it. As you can see, the heals are great, but you do need to remember I'm using a T4 variant, not a T3. Oh, nuke. Okay, so that's... So, I'll show you emergency evac. That's it there. Completely invisible. Allows me to get out of the way. No one can see me. I can't even see myself. The AI knows where I am. I'll run it again. So really, in the healers, best bet is find the biggest ship. In this case, it's probably this Jutland, the money back. Oh, game over. Anyway, I'm not going to run another match, just show another couple of minutes of that. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you found it useful. Thank you for watching.